American Top 40.
First week on the charts at number 31, a pretty gal, a country singer who's making it big in the city. From Tucson, Linda Ronstadt.
Love will abide.
Long time. Linda Ronstadt, debuting at number 31 this week. Well, we're 5 minutes away from
Casey's Coast to Coast. American Top 40.
Well, now on AT40, I have the song by the female singer who got so annoyed recently when a man in her audience kept popping flashbulbs in her face that she threw her tambourine at him. But the story had a sad ending as far as she was concerned. The artist is Linda Ronstadt, and here's the story according to Rolling Stone. At the Civic Auditorium in Bakersfield, California, she sang her opening number, then asked that all flash pictures be taken during her second number. But even after her second song, one guy in the front row just kept flashing away. Then, on the instrumental break of Silver Threads and Golden Needles, Linda gestured to the man to quit popping his flashbulbs. But he didn't. So she finished singing Silver Threads, then grabbed her tambourine, Frisbee style, and threw it at the flasher. Well, that was a mistake, because the tambourine missed the guy and hit an innocent girl in the shins. Now, it must have smarted a bit, but fortunately there was no injury. So, without having to pay for it, Linda Ronstadt learned a valuable lesson that night. No matter how much some jerk provokes you, don't ever lose your cool. Her current smash is really climbing, up 4 notches this week to number 10. Here's Linda Ronstadt and When Will I Be Loved?
I've been cheated.
Love.
First week in the top 10 for Linda Ronstadt and the old Everly Brother hit titled When Will I Be Loved?
American Top 40.
Now on American Top 40, I have a debut song by the remake queen of the 70s. Her string of smash redos began in February of last year when she went all the way to number 1 with her version of Betty Everett's 1963 hit, You're No Good. Then she scored with the oldie by Martha and the Vandellas called Heat Wave from 1963. This week she does it again with a tune that was first a hit back in 1965 by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. At number 37 this week, here's Linda Ronstadt and Tracks of My Tears.
People say.
Debuting at number 37, Linda Ronstadt and Tracks of My Tears.
American Top 40.
Well, now on American Top 40, the girl who used to have just medium-size hits with her recordings of new material, and then she switched to recording remakes of other people's old hits, and today she's the number 1 female vocalist in pop music. During the late 60s and 70s as a member of the Stone Ponies, and later as a solo act, this lady recorded only original songs that never before made the pop charts. A couple of them did okay, too. Different Drum peaked at number 13, and Long Time reached number 25. But her next 4 singles, all featuring new material, couldn't crack the top 40. And that's when the lady hired a new producer, former singing star Peter Asher of Peter and Gordon. His first move was to convince her to record old hits, and the results made the producer look like a genius. It turned that moderately successful singer into a superstar. First, she hit number 1 with Betty Everett's You're No Good. Then she hit number 2 with the Everly Brothers' When Will I Be Loved. She got to number 5 with a redo of Martha and the Vandellas' Heat Wave, and a number 25 with the Miracles' Tracks of My Tears. She took an updated version of Buddy Holly's That'll Be the Day up to number 11. And scored 2 more top 10 remakes with Roy Orbison's Blue Bayou and another Buddy Holly tune, It's So Easy. I'm sure by now you know I'm talking about Linda Ronstadt. Well, 3 months ago, she was in the 40 again with a remake of the Rolling Stones hit, Tumbling Dice. And currently, she's back in the countdown with her latest. Climbing to number 24 this week, here's Linda Ronstadt with a remake of the old Chuck Berry classic, Back in the USA. Linda Ronstadt on American Top 40, 3rd week on the chart, now at number 24, moving up a couple of notches with Back in the USA.
American Top 40.
Well, now we're up to the latest single by a woman who was offered $1 million last year to disregard her father's advice. This is Linda Ronstadt's story, and it begins in 1964 when she was 17 years old. Linda had decided to leave her hometown in Tucson, Arizona to seek her fortune as a singer. Her father, Gilbert Ronstadt, was understandably worried about his daughter's leaving the nest to find her way in the cold, hard world. And so, as they said their goodbyes, he put $30 into Linda's pocket and gave his daughter one piece of advice. Linda said he told her, "Don't let anybody take your picture with your clothes off." Well, as the years went by, Linda stuck to that advice, and her career flourished as her albums sold in the millions and she collected Grammys by the armful. And then, just last year, Larry Flint, publisher of Hustler magazine, offered Linda Ronstadt $1 million to pose for his publication in the All Together. But Linda hadn't forgotten her father's words of wisdom, and she turned Larry Flint down cold. This week, Linda Ronstadt, her modesty intact, is at number 18 in our countdown with Hurts So Bad.
I know you.
Linda Ronstadt on American Top 40. Last week she debuted at number 23. This week up to number 18 with Hurt So Bad. 17 big ones to number 1, and we're counting them down.
The hits from coast to coast.
Now on AT40, we're up to another singer who's never afraid to take a chance. Name a kind of popular music, and she's done it. And successfully. Pop, country, folk, rock, Motown, even opera. Linda Ronstadt is a superstar's name, and doing it all must be her game. Linda first began hitting nearly 20 years ago with a band called the Stone Ponies. Country rock was her sound back then. But in the 70s, she showed her versatility by recording songs by everyone from Chuck Berry to Hank Williams to Smokey Robinson. Then in 1980, Linda really threw her fans a curve. She sang on Broadway in a 100-year-old operetta by Gilbert and Sullivan called The Pirates of Penzance. She moved even further away from pop music in 1984 when she again sang on Broadway, but this time in an Italian grand opera, Puccini's La Bohème. Meanwhile, Linda was experimenting with other music. Over the last 3 years, she's recorded 3 hit albums of pop standards from the 1930s and 40s. Listen to a sample of this classic called Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered.
Am I?
Linda Ronstadt with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra, a Rodgers and Hart song called Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. It's from Linda Ronstadt's 1986 album, For Sentimental Reasons. This week, Linda's back in the top 40 with a contemporary song, a duet with James Ingram, Somewhere Out There, at number 21 this week. 40-year-old Linda Ronstadt and 27-year-old James Ingram. Their first hit together is Somewhere Out There.
American Top 40.
Well, now I have the current hit single by the number 1 female artist of 1977. A lady who also walked off with Billboard's top honors as the number 1 female album artist of the year. Her name? Linda Ronstadt. And she topped both categories in Billboard's year-end awards on the strength of 4 singles and 5 albums that she put on the charts last year. The albums were Hasten Down the Wind, Prisoner in Disguise, Linda Ronstadt Retrospective, a Greatest Hits collection, and the latest album, Simple Dreams. The singles were Lose Again, Someone to Lay Down Beside Me, It's So Easy, and Blue Bayou. The last 2 singles, both from her Simple Dreams album, are still in our survey. This week, she's at number 30 with one of them. Here's the number 1 female artist of 1977, Linda Ronstadt, with her recent top 10 hit, It's So Easy. Linda Ronstadt with one of 7 songs in the countdown sung by female solo acts. She's at number 30, falling 15 notches this week with It's So Easy. Now we're up to a woman who may be the most versatile singer in our special survey.
You know, I sing ballads better than I sing rock songs. I'm a better ballad singer. And I love to sing ballads, and I was really glad when I finally got a hit with the ballad, because I'd love to sing ballads forever.
And she's had her way, singing ballads and a lot more. She's never afraid to take a chance. Now you name a kind of music, and she's done it. In the 60s, she did folk and country rock. In the 70s, she recorded songs written by the likes of Chuck Berry, Smokey Robinson, and Elvis Costello, to name a few. And in the 80s, she's really tossed us some curves. She sang on Broadway in the Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, The Pirates of Penzance. She took on traditional opera as well in Puccini's La Bohème. She recorded 3 albums of popular standards from the 30s and 40s with conductor-arranger the late Nelson Riddle. This past year, she released an album of traditional Mexican folk songs. Doing it all is her game, and Linda Ronstadt's her name. She ranks at number 25. A number 2 song in 1986, the award-winning Somewhere Out There. Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram. Linda's been hitting the charts since she started out with the Stone Ponies back in the 60s. The superstar singer from Arizona is at number 25 in our triathlon of rock and roll.
Kisses coast to coast.